Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another episode. I'm just going to get straight into today's episode. This is a bit of a follow on from last week's episode, all around choosing yourself. So, if you haven't, definitely go and check that one out. And also, if you're loving the podcast, if you want to rate it 5 stars, that's also so appreciated. And if this hits today, just sending this to a friend or a family member that you think may need to hear this as well. And also sharing it to your Instagram stories so I can reshare them and see who's listening in real time and just to expand this community. I love you so much, guys, and just want to say thank you for your support for this first year in the podcast. Honestly, I am really feeling proud of this podcast, and yeah, I love it. I love the community that I'm growing, and I will never stop thanking you guys. So, let's get in the episode for today. Welcome, listeners, to Embracing Power and Potential, your go-to podcast where we travel through the realms of personal growth, mindset mastery, and fear-conquering strategies to help achieve your greatest desires. I'm your host, Portia, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this transformative experience. If you're ready to unleash your authentic power and elevate your life, you're in the right place. Join me and our special guests as we embark on conversations that will broaden your horizons and enrich your journey. So, sit back and immerse yourself in these unmatched discussions. It's time to expand your mind and your life. So today I want to talk about the difference between growing and avoiding being alone. Because I know that a lot of people, especially in younger generations that I know of, struggle to be alone these days and cling on to relationships or situations that may be a waste of their time. And I'm not saying that all relationships are a waste of time. I think that every encounter that we have provides a lesson and a mirror back to us for things that we need to look in ourselves and heal. But sometimes growth means choosing discomfort, independence, and uncertainty. And sometimes we tell ourselves we're being strong when really we're just trying not to sit with the quiet parts of ourselves that we try to avoid. And I think we don't talk enough about how easy it is to confuse movement with growth, to confuse staying busy, staying connected, or staying close to someone as proof that we're evolving, when it might just be keeping us from slowing down and actually listening to ourselves. We may feel like we're busy all the time and got all these different things happening and we're always on the go, but really that's just bringing us more disconnected from ourselves. But being alone forces you to go into reflection mode. It removes the distractions and it asks you to meet yourself without the noise, without validation or reassurance. And it can actually feel a little confronting, even when nothing is technically wrong, but you just feel so disconnected and out of whack when you are alone. Because our nervous system goes into shock and panic because it's just not what we're used to. So in this episode, I want to explore the difference between expanding and avoiding, between choosing something because it aligns and choosing it because it just fills the space. I want to talk about growth that stretches you and comfort that keeps you still. And I'm going to use a lot of examples from my own life because this is something that I have been working through. And this isn't about labeling decisions as right or wrong. It's about your awareness. about noticing what's driving your choices beneath the surface. Are you moving from fear, or are you moving from your intuition? And if you've been questioning whether you're truly growing or just afraid of sitting with yourself, this will hit hard for you. So let's dive in. So, why are we so scared to be alone? Silence and space can feel so uncomfortable, especially in today where we are surrounded by noise, technology, stimulation. There is so much going on around us all the time that it feels so actually unsafe and unfamiliar to just sit in silence and be alone. And people, relationships, even if they're draining, scrolling, these distractions become coping mechanisms to tune out for a moment, but that never actually works. We try to dissociate from the world around us by filling our time with these distractions. So, because there's always so much stimulation happening around us, it actually feels uncomfortable to sit and be alone these days. We often look at alone time or being bored as something being wrong, feeling down maybe, but we need to learn to be bored again. We need to learn to enjoy our own company. And this is something that I, on my journey, have really taken on board. And I love being alone now because it's where the growth really does happen. It's where you can sit with yourself and your intuition and journal when you're feeling uncomfortable, to become aware of what is going on internally. So these are some signs that I have listed and brainstormed that are showing if you are avoiding the inner work, avoiding facing yourself and the discomfort to grow. So, needing constant connection to feel okay. If you are always craving the connection from others and never actually being able to sit with yourself, like I did mention before, you're definitely avoiding yourself and the discomfort in your inner world. Staying in situations that feel familiar but stagnant is another way to see how you may be avoiding the inner work that you need to do. When you feel that the relationship is not growing anymore, the situation that you're in, there's no more expansion. Maybe you've learnt the lessons that you needed from this particular person, from this situation, avoiding the inner work. Number 3, filling every quiet moment with noise or reassurance. So not being able to just sit and be bored without picking up your phone and checking it 10 times, going on a walk and having our ears, we're plugged in all the time, podcasts, scrolling news, media, music. We are always filling our times and our mind with stimulation. And this is why our nervous systems are so out of whack. So my recommendation, if you are someone who notices you are picking up your phone every second and just struggling to just be with yourself and be bored, what I like to do is go on a non-stimulation walk. And it doesn't have to be very long. It's a practice that you can build over time and extend longer, but just for 10 minutes or just around your block. Just go for a walk without no phone, no AirPods, nothing, just you and your thoughts, being present. And another way that you could be avoiding is if you are feeling uneasy, even when nothing's really happening, if you're just being and you feel a little off or like you need to do something, or this may be something that you need to look at deeper. And this avoidance, this isn't weakness. It's just protection that our nervous system has from the discomfort of growth. So the signs of growth now that I want to talk about is number 1, willingness to sit with your discomfort without feeling like you need to fix it. Maybe if you're in a conversation or you're watching something on social media and you feel you get triggered by something, instead of trying to justify it straight away or just sitting with that and feeling curious, like, I'm feeling triggered right now, and just being aware of your inner world and not trying to change and fix everything straight away. Just being aware of how you are being. Number 2, choosing solitude over misalignment, choosing to be by yourself instead of staying in situations that don't actually expand your higher self, who may keep you smaller in an older version of yourself that you know that you're ready to move on from. Letting go of external validation. Number 3, when you stop chasing and know who you are, yourself, this is where you find true inner peace. And feeling grief and self-trust at the same time is the last one. And that is growth, it's a process. And you don't just click your fingers and wake up one day and, you're healed and you're this new version of yourself. It's a process, and it's choppy and changey, and we feel all sorts of different emotions all at once sometimes. You can feel grief of the old version of yourself, the old relationships or situationships that you have to move on from in order to grow, and having that self-trust at the same time to know that you are following your true path, your inner guidance, intuition. So growth doesn't rush to fill the space. It lets the space teach you who you want to be in this new version of yourself. It gives you that space to be able to heal and look at different parts of yourself. And your nervous system, of course, is always going to fight against your growth because it prefers familiarity. Our brains are always looking for what we know, what is comfortable to us. So anytime we choose something different, it does feel scary, like we panic. And this is why we can get the feelings of fear and discomfort so confused. This is why being really connected with our inner compass, our intuition, is so important, because tapping into that quiet voice, we can feel the distinction. And expansion often triggers fear right before we get the clarity. But what I like to think about, if you are unsure whether you're in fear or discomfort because you are growing, is growth expands your sense of self. Avoidance shrinks it. So you always know when you are doing something in honor of your higher self, because you do feel that expansion, and even through the fear, you have the trust that you know, and integrity that you are making the right choice. So if you are feeling stuck in a season, maybe you're not sure whether you are in the right place or if you are meant to grow from this season, from this situation, I'm going to give you some prompts for you to have some reflection time on your own. So, number 1, do I feel more grounded or more numb here? Number 2, am I choosing this to grow or to avoid feeling? Number 3, when I imagine being alone, do I feel curiosity or do I panic? And I don't know what number I just said, but this is number 4. Does this choice create space or does it fill? Does it fill the space? So I encourage you to write those down in your notes, in your phone, and take your time to journal on them when you have some free time. So I just want to end with saying you don't need to feel the pressure and decide everything right now. Awareness in itself is still growth. That is the first step to changing anything in your life, to changing any situation, is being aware, whether it's expanding you or whether it's keeping you in a smaller version of yourself that maybe isn't serving you anymore. Learning to be alone builds self-trust. So even if you aren't ready to completely uproot and leave your life or leave situations, just practice spending more time alone. If it's one thing that you take from this episode, it is that. Spend time by yourself. Learn to enjoy your company. Sometimes growth isn't about doing more. It's about being willing to sit with yourself just a little longer. So I hope that this landed for you today. I feel like we're all going through seasons of letting go and growing at the moment, being the start of the year, moving into the new energetic year in March. So just sort of cleaning up any old energy from the past year. That's where I'm at the moment in my life. So I hope that this helped you. And I love you guys so much. If this landed, please share to your Insta stories, to any friends or family that you think might need to hear. And also like, comment, and follow Embracing Power and Potential. Also, guys, this is on YouTube now as well. So you can tune in for free on YouTube. They are posted live every week with all my other episodes that I've made. Love you guys so much, and we will speak in the next episode. Bye for now. Mwah.